let's be honest, we all know that Meghan Markle literally has not an original idea. And I'm not being unkind there. Many celebrities have done this for many, many years. Some people might suggest, of course, that one of the most iconic, Madonna, has borrowed heavily from the Hollywood glamour girls of yesteryear. You've seen those pictures, you see how it works, you get the picture. Now, what I find fascinating with Meghan is her obsession with Catherine, the Princess of Wales. Whichever way you look at it, she's copied everything along the way. And Catherine really, knowing, I don't know her, but knowing the family and all of that sort of stuff, she just does the things that make her happy. She's not looking and thinking, okay, I'll say I like bees, so that, there are interests. She's very outdoorsy, very nature loving, that sort of thing. Meghan doesn't strike me as the sort of person that wants to take to swinging in a swing in trees. But if Catherine does it, well, she has to do it. It's a copycat culture, because when you have nothing to hook yourself on, what do you do? Now, here's where it gets really interesting, because once again, and I just find this fascinating, is the fact that Meghan clearly is being pushed into a corner, and it's one that she's created herself. Let me explain. Morning, nice to see you, chums. Thank you so much. We'll have a lovely wave. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. By the way, I mentioned it's a bit of a heat wave over here in the very heart of London and the United Kingdom. But, people moan about the heat. And I know I've said my fair share, but trust me, who remembers the heat wave of 1976? Well, I know, obviously I wasn't born. When you remember, I was very young obviously, but I remember being at school and we thought it was lovely. For those that lived through it in 1976, what do you remember? Standpipes and school running out of water, which I thought was terrific because you got time off, didn't you? And when you look at this map here, you say, look, it's all been done before. Everybody's rushing on the climate change bandwagon. It's all been there, you know what I'm saying? Nothing new to see, but always fascinated. But if you did live through it, do let me know, because I'd love to know, what did you do and what do you remember? I just remember transistor radios in the garden, listening to pop music, drinking pop, ice cream, and you thought the summer was never going to end, didn't you? Oh yes. Sadly, all things come to an end. It's a bit like this, of course, because now this is problematic for the ex-royal known as Meghan. You see, her sort of Bible to go to, she had Vogue, she had Harper's, she had Elle, Vanity Fair. She's, flicked them all off through to her very bad behaviour, allegedly, because clearly now people don't want to deal with it, including the doyen of Vogue and her Wind Tour. And now she's left with really a mid-priced, glossy celebrity culture magazine. People sells well, but it's not exactly one that you keep in your Bible and think, I must reread that. You get the picture. But you see, what they've been doing very nicely is cultivating Meghan alongside Us Weekly. And what they do is they pander to her need, So recently there was the Meghan interview at the launch of As Ever. That didn't sell well. This sells well. Right, this glorious picture of Catherine, the Princess of Wales. You don't need to, believe me or not, the facts are there in the ABCs, which are printed out for people to see. When they put Catherine, the Princess of Wales on the cover, it does escalate. And this is my belief. I think it's because there's no interview as such. It's the story. But it's great pictures, it's positivity, and people want positivity in a downturn. Nobody wants to listen to people moaning and groaning when you're also struggling yourself. Am I right, chums? Now, here's where this gets interesting, because the bigger picture for People magazine and for Us Weekly is there's two things. They can play around with Meghan like a spinning top, because they really just want the very first picture of Lily and Meghan together at home spread, mother and daughter, that sort of stuff. I've told you before, it's coming closer and closer. The problem for People magazine is, many years ago, they would have had a lot of money to do this. Fast forward now, there just isn't that sort of money, right? So consequently, they have to think of ways of doing this. Now, by prodding this, by using Catherine, the Princess of Wales, and this is exactly what that media operation are doing, it upsets Meghan because it's selling better. She's all over the stands when she goes out in Montecito, and that kind of works for them. But Meghan believes that a picture with her daughter should be around about, and as ever we have to say allegedly, about £1 million deal, and that way she can cultivate it and basically say, this is me and my daughter, this is how I've decided to introduce her to the world in the privacy and protection of being with her mother. Whichever way you look at it, it's monetization. People don't have it. So eventually, when Meghan's giving it all away virtually for free without monetization on Instagram and her social media platforms, they know that eventually, when she wants more and more publicity, they'll come knocking. And if she doesn't, their plan is to simply ramp up more of the royals. And also there's a bigger picture to this too, because when Catherine and William do finally head back to America, they're hoping to get on the press corps to cover it, maybe to get some exclusive access. Either way, that is the plan. For Meghan Markle, people might be her Bible, but it's one that's closing ever so slowly with each issue they put out pictures like this. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.